All right, as a Wolves fan, I feel genuinely, low-currently obligated to talk about the fact that the Timberwolves have a chance to acquire Giannis. As you know, we are the favorites to land him. This is the day before the fucking deadline. We are the favorites. The Timberwolves, yes, we are the favorites to land a top three, the best player. I don't care. Giannis is healthy. Giannis is the best player in the NBA. His offense equates what Jokic brings. His offense equates what SGA brings. His defense, neither of them two can hold a candle to his defense. And he can play make. Okay? I don't care about Jokic's fucking playmaking. I don't care about Shai's playmaking. Giannis, when healthy, is the best player in the NBA. I'm not just saying this because the Wolves have a chance to get him. I have been saying this. I have on record been saying this for years, ever since LeBron, started to decline and was not considered the best player. It was Giannis, and it has been Giannis. Giannis has been the best player in the league now for about a good 5 years now. Okay? So, the fact that the Timberwolves, a very small market team, have a chance to get, in my opinion, the best player in the NBA, I feel fucking obligated, all right, to talk about it. And I've got to set some shit straight. I've just got to get some frustrations off my chest about the whole. This is what we're just going to dive right into, okay? Timberwolves fans that don't want to trade for Giannis, dude, get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. Do people genuinely not realize opportunities like this never, ever, ever come about, okay? Especially for a team like Minnesota, like the Timberwolves, okay? Players, top 3, top 2, top 1 players, very, very rarely ever become available, okay? You obviously had Luka last year, which was ridiculous, okay? Everyone knows about that. LeBron, when he went to the LA, when he went back to the Cavs, LeBron's one of them who's went in free agency. KD, okay? It happens, but it's not like this, okay? Not a trade where the star player wants to go play for a small market team. That's what I'm getting at. LeBron wanted to go play in Miami. LeBron wanted to go play in LA. Like, he left in free agency. Kevin Durant wanted to go play. Okay, Brooklyn's not necessarily the biggest fucking market, but it's New York, okay? Phoenix is bigger than Minnesota. I don't care. They have more history. The Suns have more history than the Timberwolves. Houston has been relevant for 15 years now, okay? Houston has won the NBA Finals. Minnesota Timberwolves are one of the worst franchises in pro sports history. And to get a top 3 player and to sit here and have fans be like, nah, man, that ain't it. Dude, tell me you don't know ball without telling me you don't know fucking ball if you don't want to trade for Giannis. I don't care if we have to give up Jaden McDaniels. I don't care. I'm sorry. I love McDaniels as the next guy. You have to fucking get rid of him. It's all these fans coping, all right, saying Giannis just has to demand that we keep Nas and Jaden and Randall and blah, blah, blah. Dude, Giannis does not have the why would the Bucks just listen and be like, all right, man, we're just going to do you a favor, trade you to the Timberwolves for absolutely fucking nothing. That makes no sense. We have to get rid of McDaniels. His value is at an all-time high right now. I don't know how it could get any higher than him being in a trade for fucking Giannis. Like, you're not shipping McDaniels for anyone of the player like Giannis, of a player like Giannis. You're not trading McDaniels for picks. Like, you only trade McDaniels if you can get a player like Giannis, and we have an opportunity to get a player like Giannis who wants to play for the Timberwolves. This is not a Toronto Raptors Kawhi situation. Kawhi wants out, okay? At his peak, Kawhi wants out. The Raptors trade for him. He wins them a title, okay? Then he leaves immediately the next year. It would not be that Giannis, clearly his camp has stated and made it seem, at least what the media is saying, that he has chosen Minnesota as one of his top 2, top 3 destinations. He clearly wants to be here. You have to get rid of McDaniels. I don't care if it's Ant's best friend. You shipped off Cat, who apparently was Ant's best friend at the time. Okay? That's the thing. You ship off Cat. At the time, Timberwolves fans, that shit, happened on a fucking whim. No one knew that shit was happening. In the end, I'd say it's a win-win. The Wolves made it back to the Western Conference Finals. The Knicks made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay? The players are on similar levels. Jaden McDaniels, I don't care. Jaden McDaniels is every team that is competing for a title, every team that is going to be competitive needs a player like Jaden McDaniels. Okay? But if you can get him off for a fucking Giannis, an MVP, literally a league MVP, only 31 years old. I don't care if people want to think he's on the decline. He just turned 31 years old. Okay? He will play for another 5 more years. I don't care. The people that it blows my mind that there's Timberwolves fans sitting here pissing and moaning that we have to get rid of McDaniels. I get it. He is a stud. He's an all-world defender. Okay, one of the best defenders in the league. He just hasn't progressed offensively. If he progressed to even being a 20-point per game scorer, okay? Bare minimum. If he averaged 20 flat and gave you the same defense he gives you, I really don't know if we do even entertain this fucking trade. But he is just too inconsistent offensively. I just don't get it. You have to trade him. You have to. When it comes to trading McDaniels, Randall, and Nas, and I'm hearing I'm hearing all these Yon, Buehringer, all these players, like 5-6 players. That's when it gets like, okay. You got too much dip on your chip now, all right? You can have Giannis. You can wait. You can ship him off in the summer. But if you're centering a deal around McDaniels, and obviously Randall is going to have to get traded for picks, and obviously Rob and whatnot, if you're keeping Nas, if you're keeping DiVincenzo, you're obviously keeping Gobert, okay? I don't care about depth too. There's so many layers to this that I can just keep ranting and peeling back. But back to the McDaniels. Like I was saying, he's Cat's friend, or he's Ant's friend, okay? So if we keep McDaniels and we fail again, we lose in the Western Conference Finals, we make it a third fucking time in a row to the Western Conference Finals, and we lose again. Where do we go from here? What happens? Do we pivot in the summer? Like, okay, let's go Giannis. Let's try to go get Giannis in the summer when there's an open bidding war against 30 or 29 other teams, like an active, actual open bidding war. This is why the Wolves are actively trying to get Giannis right now, because it is a closed bidding war. Chris Paul was just traded to the Raptors. We do not give a fuck. Anyways, this is why the Wolves want to do it now. McDaniels' value is at an all-time high right now. Okay? You trade Cat, Ant's supposed best friend. It works out. If you trade McDaniels and it fails, it's literally both could fail, both could work out. But would you rather take your chances working out or failing with a multiple-time MVP and a Defensive Player of the Year winner, multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year winner, one of the only players in NBA history to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year? Or would you rather take the chance on Jaden McDaniels? It's literally, would you rather have a boat or would you rather have the fucking mystery box? It's literally the fucking Family Guy meme. Would you rather have the mystery box of Jaden McDaniels? Like, we kind of know what it is, but he's still younger. He has that potential. Or would you rather have the fucking big-ass boat, the big-ass yacht, in Giannis Antetokounmpo? Okay, a top 3 player, 31 years old, committed to staying in a small market team. You have Ant, the second best, top 3 best young player, okay? Top 5 player in the league, playing like it this year. This is the new age Kobe Shaq, people. Wake the fuck up. Like, Timberwolves fans don't understand this. If you don't gut your team, okay? This is what I'm saying. If you don't gut your team, if you don't trade Nas, Randall, McDaniels, DiVincenzo, if you don't, ship off your whole fucking team, I'm saying a base package from what everything's been saying. McDaniels and Randall, okay? Randall doesn't fucking move any needles. He's good as gone, all right? The big fuss is McDaniels. I think a reason for that, I'm sorry, I'm getting so off track. There's just so much to fucking cover. But the reason I think Wolves fans have this soft spot for McDaniels, which it genuinely boils down to McDaniels is one of the first lower draft hits the Wolves actually had in franchise history. Like, we've obviously drafted decent or players that have had long NBA careers. We've never drafted someone like this is our Draymond Green. This is Minnesota Timberwolves Draymond Green. Okay? And so imagine telling a Warriors fan in 2000, I don't even fucking know, 14, 15, hey, you could trade Draymond Green. Okay, in 2014, hey, you could trade Draymond Green. You have this guy, Steph Curry. All right? We know what Draymond Green brings. We know the type of player he is or could be. This defensive prowess, potential defensive player of the year. He's a wing guy. He can handle the ball. Okay? He's obviously better than McDaniels in his prime. But I'm just saying, hey, we have this Draymond Green. We could potentially trade him to get a top 3 player at the time. Imagine trading in 2014. Who the fuck was a top 3? Like LeBron, KD, Kawhi may be a little premature, but imagine that. Okay? Imagine offering fucking Draymond for Damian Lillard in 2014. The Golden State Warriors were not going to say no. I don't care. They're just not going to say no. In 2014, if the Warriors offered Draymond Green, before they knew what the Draymond Green they were getting, okay, they had a chance at a top 3 player because they had Steph Curry. The Wolves have ants. They have their fucking future. You get the aging piece. It's literally the modern age Kobe Shaq. Imagine telling Kobe, hey man, we have a chance to get a top 3 player in the NBA right now, but, hey, you got to give up Meta World Peace. You got to give up Ron Artest. I know. And then Lakers fans are like, nah, we can't do that. We literally cannot. We cannot trade Ron Artest because he just means too much. This is what I'm waffling on about, mate. This is what I'm doing. This is what Wolves fans does. Okay? They are valuing McDaniels so much, and he means so much to this franchise because he is the first draft hit. Like I said, he is our Draymond Green. Okogie was almost this is what I'm saying. Okogie was almost that. People tried to force that with Okogie. Okay, there was a point where people were like, oh, he's tenfold better than Wiggins and blah, blah. That's Wolves lore. I ain't trying to get into. But McDaniels says him and Naz Reid are genuinely the 2 best later picks the Wolves have had in Wolves history. Okay? So it's hard for us to part ways with, a homegrown talent. A guy we've seen play for the Iowa Wolves, a guy we've seen develop and get over the humps and achieve so much and help us win in the playoffs. Be a huge part to the Timberwolves, making the Western Conference Finals 2 times in a row, which is new territory for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's hard for fans to want to part with that because it's the what if he becomes a Draymond Green. He still has that untapped potential, even though I really think, if you really boil it down, we really kind of know what McDaniels is right now. He's not going to score. He could obviously get better. Obviously, I'm not saying he's never going to get better. He's not going to be prime Draymond Green. I don't care. Crazy, controversial, I know. If you can trade a Ron Artest, Jaden McDaniels, prime, that's more of what he is, a Ron Artest, okay? You trade that all fucking day for a top 3 player. You go get Giannis. I don't care. You go get Giannis for that 3-and-D player. That player that fits a championship team. You have to do it. And I understand the people also saying, oh, what about the depth? What happens if we trade McDaniels and what if we trade Randall and all this other stuff? The Wolves will lack so much depth then. Well, what fucking depth do we have now? What does it matter? Okay? Giannis is averaging 30 a night. 30, 15 rebounds. Giannis and Gobert, okay? This may be crazy recency bias. If they pair up, if this trade goes down, Giannis and Gobert, man, top 3, top 2, I don't want to say top 1. defensive front court of all time. Like, think about that too, people. You're getting one of the top 5, guaranteed. It's a lock for top 5 defensive front courts of all time. Like, is that not crazy to think about? You're getting another 7-footer who can handle the ball, who can actually pass. Okay? It's not like we're trading for a second Rudy Gobert, who just is a blocking guy who can't really score. We're getting fucking Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't care about fucking depth. What Randall does for our offense, Giannis can do tenfold. Okay? What Jaden McDaniels brings to our defense, Giannis can fucking do. Okay? And you pair that up with another 7-footer, Rudy Gobert, that is a lock for a top 5 defensive front court of all time. Like, that's another thing just getting swept under the rug, people. Wolves fans don't understand this. Fuck the depth. Fuck the depth, mate. Literally. You have Ant, you have Giannis, the new age Kobe Shaq. He wants to play for a small market team. There's no way you cannot say no. And even fuck it. If you want to move Giannis up to small forward, which I still think if you did this trade and if the Wolves kept Naz Reid, I still think Naz starts off the bench. I still think Naz Reid's our 6th man. I don't think he moves into the starting lineup. Okay? Giannis and Ant is literally a guaranteed 60 points a fucking night. Think about that. Okay? McDaniels and Randall. Maybe, technically their averages might average more than 30, blah, blah, blah. They're not consistent enough offensively. They're not consistently enough in the playoffs. Were we not calling before last year Randall one of the biggest playoff droppers in the league? Like, currently in the league, Julius Randle was a fucking playoff stinker. He really turned the fucking fan base around, or the NBA fans around, just from one postseason. He was atrocious and abysmal in the postseason previously before last year, his first run with the Wolves. Julius Randle in the playoffs with the Knicks was terrible. Okay? He's obviously gotten better. He's a better player than when he was on the Knicks. And obviously the Pelicans and the Lakers. Obviously. There's always that chance of, what if Randall has another, I'm sorry, you have to do it more than just one season. You have to be more consistent to be considered not a playoff dropper, not a playoff riser. It just doesn't take just one season for at least me to just change my mind from what you've done consistently in the past. Okay? What's stopping Randall from the Wolves make the playoffs, obviously, again this year? Second round, first round. Randall has a struggle bus of a fucking series. There's nothing stopping him from dropping again. There really isn't. And I know there's nothing stopping anyone from fucking theoretically dropping in the playoffs and becoming a playoff dropper. I know it's kind of a fun narrative people like to just push and say, and it's just easy to say that because it's not as just easy as, oh, he's just, it's like a light switch. Oh, he's a playoff dropper. Oh, he's a playoff riser. But there's always that chance. Literally, one postseason run saved Randall from people still calling him a playoff fucking faller. Okay? So you get Giannis, one of the best playoff risers. Like I said, these are stupid narratives you can push around. Giannis is one of the best playoff risers. You pair him up with Anthony Edwards, another all-time great. I don't give a fuck about recency bias. Anthony Edwards is an all-time great playoff riser. Check the statistics. Numbers don't fucking lie. All right? Back-to-back Western Conference Finals. If you're telling me right now, the same team minus McDaniels and Julius Randle last year, or even against the fucking Mavericks. I know that was a different team, but you put Giannis on that team. We beat the Mavericks. If you take the roster we have now, except whatever that roster was, and you add Giannis and minus what we have now, add Giannis, we beat the fucking Mavericks. Easily. Okay? I don't know if we beat Boston. We might. We have a whole lot better chance than the fuck-ass Mavericks. And guess what? I don't care. We beat the goddamn Thunder last year if we had Giannis instead of McDaniels and Randall. I don't care. The Timberwolves would have beat the fucking the Thunder last year if we had Giannis. Think about who you're getting. You're getting a prime Giannis Antetokounmpo. This isn't like a 35, 36. This isn't Phoenix or Rockets KD. I get Giannis is a lot more physical, and KD can just age gracefully as a shooter. Same with Steph. Okay? Giannis is still only 31, people. 31! Like, is that not crazy to think about? Why the fuck would you not trade Ron Artest, modern age Ron Artest? And that's not a diss to Jaden McDaniels at all. Ron Artest was an all-defensive player. He has rings. Okay? Key part to multiple championship teams. One of the best defensive players, wings of his era. You trade 10 out of 10 times someone like McDaniels for Giannis. Okay? It's just when you start adding in Nas, it's when you start adding in other pieces where it's like, is it worth to gut 5 to 6 people for Giannis? At that point, it might be too steep. But I will say this, okay? I will say this. Tim Conley, he is a fucking mastermind, okay? All the people coming for his ass before the season, I don't give a fuck. Tim Conley is a mastermind. Tim Conley will win the Timberwolves a ring. Whether or not we trade for Giannis, all right? We trade for Giannis, okay? Tim Conley will get us a fucking ring. Because when Cat got traded, people were like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm telling you, Julius Randle at the time had such negative fan perception that it was just like, what the fuck did we just do? We traded Cat after a Western Conference Finals, and guess what? The Timberwolves went back to the Western Conference Finals with Julius Randle. Okay? Tim Conley makes these moves, man. We trade D'Lo. He trades D'Lo for Mike Conley. Mike Conley becomes one of the most important pieces in these last 2 Western Conference Finals runs for us. Huge mentor for Cat. Huge culture shift, culture change. Okay? Conley is a demon. I'm telling you. Trust Tim Conley. He's a master at fucking trades. He's a master at just knowing what he does. There's a reason he was sought after by the Timberwolves. Like, it's just, and he said before, the Timberwolves with Ant expect to have multiple different teams around Ant. You had the Cat era Ant team. You had the Randall Ant era team. Who knows? You could have the Giannis and Ant era team, the new age Kobe Shaq. I don't care. That is one of the best duos. That is the best duo you can have in the NBA currently. Okay? LeBron's obviously up there in age. He showed he's on the decline. He maybe has one more year. Who else? Who else? What other big duos? And I know it's very hard for teams to build super teams now, but it doesn't get more fucking super than Ant and Giannis. 2 top 5 players. Think about that. 2 top 5 players on one fucking team. Really think about that and ask if Jaden McDaniels is really worth holding up getting a second top 5 player on your team, being a small market team like Minnesota, who is one of the worst franchises in professional sports, perennial shitter. I'm sorry. You have to go fucking trade for Giannis, whether that's now, all right, today before the or tomorrow before the deadline, today, or in the summer. I know it's going to be harder in the summer, but you have to make this push. If it's there and if he wants to be there, you have to make that push. Okay? So, I'm just over Wolves fans. I get it sucks. Trading Ant's best friend, trading someone we watched grow into an all-defensive player, helping us get to Western Conference Finals. It sucks having to trade McDaniels, but in the end, ask yourself, you are getting Giannis. You are getting a modern-day Shaquille O'Neal. Okay? Like, it's just crazy that the Timberwolves are even in talks like this. So it's just crazy that fans would even, like, think to not want to get Giannis. I don't care. We're not even giving up Ant. Like, you take Giannis 10 out of 10 times. There's my rant. That's just the inner Wolves of me. It was all over. I literally had no, like, that's just like the inner frustrations or just inner thoughts of my Wolves fandom coming out. So if you made it this far, I love you.